Our next speaker is Gary Hawk, co-director of Clarity International, an energy-based coaching and training company that helps business owners vision, create, and implement the strategies to develop better businesses and richer lives. With over 40 years' experience in both large and small businesses, Gary brings a rich business background to his coaching relationships. He has executive experience working in both manufacturing and service environments. For the past 12 years, Gary has also facilitated peer groups for entrepreneurs. These peer groups provide a safe harbor for business owners to discuss the sensitive issues and challenges of leading and running a business. He's going to speak to us today on the Leadership Connection. Let's have a warm welcome for Gary Hawk.
Thank you, Henry. Well, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Like you said, I'm Gary Hawk. I'm co-director with my wife, Kathy, of Clarity International. And I have one overriding intention for my talk this afternoon, and that's to make you feel very uncomfortable. How many of you came here to feel uncomfortable?
No.
I don't know how this goes with my ability to engage an audience. When I mean uncomfortable is I want to try to give you some thoughts that really stretch your ideas about what it takes to build a great business. I want you to be looking at how you approach your work, how you talk and lead and work with your employees, how you lead by word and example. I want to have you evaluate whether you're, for yourself, whether you're being the leader, all the leader you can be, like the service advertisement. Are you being all that you can be? And then also have you step back and reflect that what may be holding you back from having the success you want and having the impact you want with your business and your life. As entrepreneurs, I think all of us who are entrepreneurs, I believe we really want to build a better business, but we also want to run it our way. And we want to go to work every day doing the work that we love. We want to make a difference to those that we serve. And we want to do it with our own unique, I call it our own unique professional expression in the world. To me, that's running it your way. Now, I labeled my talk the Leadership Connection, but it could just as easily be the top 10 profitable growth strategies of successful business owners. Because all 10 of those are connected, and they're all connected to the one I'm going to talk about today. They're all they are all driven and impacted by your vision as the leader of your business. I want to start off with a question. What does it take to build a great business for each of you? I just want you to think about that. And I'm going to ask 3 or 4 questions I'd like you to ponder through my whole talk. If your company every day operated the way you wanted it to, what would that be like? If every day you rolled out of bed knowing you were going to be doing the work you love, knowing you were doing the work you were put on earth to do, what would that feel like? If you continually attracted ideal clients and ideal employees, how would your business run differently? And if all of your relationships with your employees and your customers were energized and effortless, what would that be like? Just imagine that for a while. Because I believe that wonderful dream of having a successful business that runs as smoothly as you want it to is alive and it's doing very well. And all you have to do, whatever that dream means to you, all you have to do to make it happen is to learn how to get it. Now there's 10 areas of knowledge that all good leaders practice to be successful. They've used them to build great companies. They want to lead, create the cash flow that gives them the independence and the freedom, how they want to live their life. And it creates an environment where everyone that works there is inspired to do quality work. Does that sound like a good dream?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you like to work there?
Oh, yeah.
Well, here are the 10 rules. Now, we're not going to have time to talk about all the principles today. I'm just going to talk about one, but I want to give you all 10 to think about. Number 1, and it's the one that permeates everything. Leaders inspire a shared vision, and they stand for values that don't change. Leaders are authentic. They're self-confident. They're modest, and they lead by example. Leaders create an environment of open communication and listening. They are committed to hiring the right people. They never settle for less. They know their primary job is to create other leaders. And they strive to have balance among work, family, and what I call self-preservation. They expect results, and they're never satisfied. And they never lose the confidence and knowledge and the deep faith that they will prevail. And that allows them to confront the brutal facts in their business. They always network with other leaders. And then good leaders all plan their exit before they're ready. Now, like I said, the first one, the one I want to talk about for the next few minutes, is that leaders inspire a shared vision and they stand for values that don't change. I want to do a small exercise. I just want you right here in your seat, just kind of look around. What do you see? I mean, you see the papers in front of you. You see the profile of the person sitting next to you. You see the back of the head of the people in front of you. You may spot a couple of bald spots. Just look around there. Now, very carefully, I'd like you to all stand up, and I'd like you to stand on your chair. And do it very carefully. I don't want any accidents. All right. Now, what do you see from up here? It's a different perspective. Different perspective. Now, the reason I use this exercise is because I think this is something leaders ought to do often. I don't necessarily know you stand up on your desk in your office, but it gives you, to me it represents you have to have a strategic view of your business, a visionary view of your business, and you have to do it often, and you have to step back and do it often. So, now very carefully, please, get down. Now, I've talked to people who actually, they really belittle the need for vision. And they talk about there's just way too much to do on a daily basis to be looking at some kind of fuzzy future. And I had one woman say to me, well, I don't have time to sit around and daydream. It's too much for me to cut through the fog of my daily activities for me to see a vision. And that kind of reminds me of the old story about, when you're up to your rear end in alligators, it's a little bit difficult to remind yourself that your original intent was to drain the swamp. I mean, that's what happens. Vision without action is a daydream. But I think action without vision can be a nightmare. You ask 100 people what they want. I think 90 of them will have a tendency to focus on what they don't want. For some reason, a lot of us are afraid to make choices. And having a vision for the future really is about choices, and then coupled with an intention to create it. And the real secret, of course, is that they have to be heartfelt choices. They have to be connected to what you really want. Heartfelt choices about what you really want your life to look like, and your work to look like. And without vision, an image of what you want your world to be, then you're going to have a tendency to focus on all the things that are not working. And it's a disaster to plan your life and design your life and your work from that place. Leading your business from your own passionate, heart-connected vision totally impacts all aspects of it. Everything you do operates under the umbrella of your passion, your purpose, and your vision. My definition of leadership is creating and modeling a clear vision by honoring the individual spirit, by igniting passion and purpose, by creating flow between individual spirit and organizational vision. Now, there's 3 authors that have done the research. They all end up somewhere in the same way. And one of them is the 70-year-old book, Think and Grow Rich. How many of you read Think and Grow Rich? Well, by Napoleon Hill. If you've read it, you probably already know he studied 500 leaders over 20 years and ended up with 16 or 17 characteristics of what it takes to be successful. And the number one